Dear spectators, on behalf of the International Judo Federation of Azerbaijan and from all our sponsors, welcome to the final of the 6th day of Baku World Judo Championships 2018 Azerbaijan.
Judo Federasyonu, Azerbaycan Judo Federasyonu, sponsor ve tərəfdaşlar edən təşkilatlar tərəfdarlarımızın dünya çempionatının 6-cı günündə saxlayıb və ürəkdən söyləyib. Xoş gəldiniz!
Welcome back to Baku and to day 6 here for what can only be described as a magnificent World Judo Championships. All of the incredible judo over the last 6 days, well, it lends itself to being one of the greatest World Championships ever. Now today we have the minus 100 kilograms for men and the under 78s for ladies, and we look forward to more great judo action, and we've certainly had that all the way through the day, and we're hoping for it in the final block. We're going to start with the repechage finals, and then it's all medal matches. To introduce our first matches, my co-commentator Sheldon Franco-Rooks.
Very good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. The first of the repechage contests in the 78 kilo category features Katie Jemima Yates-Brown of Great Britain. She's up against Madeleine Malonga of France. It's Yates-Brown in the white judogi, Malonga in blue.
Well, Yates-Brown has had the most amazing tournament so far. Cuba, I mean, that went a few seconds, so did Surikomigoshi. And then we saw her go through her second match there. It was Antamachi of Cuba first of all. It was Kalaga of Poland second with Sodi Surikomigoshi as well. And then she lost to Sternhaus, who's on an absolute blinder. I mean, she threw her with Uchimata to get through to the semi-final. And, well, Malonga, I thought she was going to go the whole way, but it wasn't to be, was it?
Yeah, Malonga losing out in her quarter-final. Katie Jemima Yates-Brown losing out in hers. That's put both of them in this position. They're both the sort of fighters who are going to go out strong right away, and the referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico. He'll have to give himself some room here, I think.
Yates-Brown, it's definitely going to be a fight, this one, because Malonga goes full in. Oh, now then, Yates-Brown's done it. Wow, well, I thought that she'd countered her then, and she thought so too.
Malonga's in trouble. She's had to tap on. I thought she was tapping on the leg there.
Well, she's definitely... She's gone now. Malonga's out. Yeah. And Yates-Brown, wow, she took control of that, didn't she? Right from the off. And Yates-Brown here is going to be fighting for third place in the World Championships. I thought Malonga was going to go the whole way, all the way through. She comes out so aggressive. Well, she did an attack, and we'll talk you through it as we go through it here. She did an attack, and, well...
Look at her face.
I know, well, and no wonder, because this is an amazing performance from Yates-Brown. It really is. She's having a fantastic tournament. That's the third Ippon she's had at this World Championships, and I thought she got it for the actual tip there, because it was Malonga that attacked. She countered, and then she followed it down into the groundwork.
And I think that they would have had a look at that had it not been for the application of the Chimiwasa. Here's Neil.
This is the actual technique from Malonga. Tries the Uchimata fully committed. And, she tipped her over, definitely turned her own weight against her. This is Yates-Brown turning Malonga's weight against her. And, I think you're right. I think they would have had a look at that as to whether that was an ippon or not. This is a Sakeshi movement, and it means that Yates-Brown was on the way over from the Uchimata, but she turned it, and Malonga hits the ground first. It's not Yates-Brown that hits the ground first. Then Yates-Brown follows it through. She has to submit there. You saw that submission as well with the hand, and then, it's all over because she can't move to defend herself anymore. And so Yates-Brown is going to be fighting for third place at the World Championships. Wowee, what a start. And the British contingent, the British contingent up there, wow.
Now, we knew they were both going to come out hard, but that was just crazy.
Well, it really was. It was like, well, you said to the referee, you've got to get out of the way. But anyway, here we go.
We've got the second of the repechage contests coming up now. Klara Apoteka of Slovenia faces Alexandra Babinceva of Russia. It's Apoteka in the white judogi, Babinceva in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Lubomir Peter of Australia. Whew.
I've got to catch a breath now. This is what a start that is to these medal matches. Of course, we've got to fight the repechage finals off first. They're the losing quarter-finalists. The losing semi-finalists, well, they have still to be fought yet, and they'll come down to fight the winners of the repechage finals, and they'll be your bronze medalists. But Yates-Brown lost in the quarter-final stages. She had to fight that match. So did Malonga. And now these two, Apoteka of Slovenia and Babinceva of Russia, they've got to do the same here. So it should be interesting. Their last two matches, their last two head-to-heads, and it's been the Slovenian who's come out 2-0 ahead.
Apoteka lost in the quarterfinal to Hamada Shori of Japan. Babinceva went over to Martinda Verkerk of the Netherlands.
Well, I think this is going to be pretty aggressive as well. Apoteka is an all-forwards girl, isn't she?
And
the
so
Slovenians,
So unorthodox.
Yes, so unorthodox. She really is very, very rangy fighter. She's in white here. But I've got to say that Babinceva has caused a few upsets en route as well today.
Knocked out Audrey Chermio, the former world champion, double Olympic medalist. Threw beautifully, just absolutely destroyed Chermio with Uchimata.
You don't see that very often either, do you?
Not from Babinceva. No, really, she just fought out of her skin today. And as you're indicating, you don't often see Audrey Chermio going over. Katerina Valkova, that was the Russian athlete up there, fights in the under 63 kilo category. She just didn't fire this time round.
Well, she committed herself then. Apoteka just going in for a sacrifice technique. So she went in for sumigeshi there. Got to be a little bit cautious with that because you can find yourself in trouble. Now, something's going to happen, and is that going to be a score? No, she's done it again. Almost scores with it.
And almost puts herself in a bad position where she could have been caught in Nevaza. That's the second time that she's gone for that little sit-down. Do you know who used to do that? Haji Akondeze from Iran. He had that little sit-down.
Well, it is.
It
It catches hold of the foot, and then you sacrifice your weight to take your opponent over. But, like you said, 2 times now, and she's been in trouble with it. Very, very rangy. Apoteka just trying to snake the leg in, and I think that Babinceva is just trying to get to grips, literally trying to get to grips with it, but just finding it very awkward.
What Babinceva can't do is to give her that side too often and stay there, because then she's presenting herself exactly the way that Apoteka wants to be. She's in the position that Apoteka can easily take advantage of it. Trying to just stay that little bit straighter. Don't go too side on.
Well, for the people out there that don't know judo, the main aim is to throw your opponent on the back. You can hold them down for 20 seconds as long as the legs are not entangled. You can arm lock or strangle for a submission, and that's what we saw for the first fight. It was a submission from a strangle.
Malonga having to tap out against Katie Jemima Yates-Brown.
Wow, that's amazing, and she really has had the most amazing World Championships. So Apoteka just looks a little bit out of sorts here. Babintseva fighting her very, very well. No penalties on the board. We get penalties for small infringements. They've got to stay within the yellow area. They have to attack within a certain amount of time. Certain things they can't do with the gripping strategies, and they can't stay on the legs too often either, or too long. And she did it again there, didn't she? The old sticky foot came out. What happens is she clicks onto the foot, you lift it up, and then she'll take your own weight against you. The Russian contingent up there, right behind Babintseva.
Yeah, they've got chances for 2 medals today. Babintseva, if she gets past Apoteka, and Niaz Ilyasov in the under 100 kilo category. We'll see him shortly.
I think he's going to be he's in the semi-final, Ilyasov. So again, a little bit closer this time. Apoteka, just that tiny bit closer, but she has to be careful that Babintseva doesn't turn on top of her. So this is a close old match, and if you have a look at it, no penalties on the board. So it means they're both attacking, they're both going for it. That's good. They have a 45-second period where they've got to do something, got to attack, but you can get a penalty for less than that 45 seconds if you are really static, or you've got stiff arms, you're not attacking. So Apoteka gets a penalty there, one of them on the board, and look at that. Babintseva just directs her back there with her hands, and actually that Sumigaeshi there getting less and less effective.
Seen it come in, maybe got a feel for it now, when Babintseva's got a feel for when it's going to happen. We're beginning to tire, maybe, Apoteka. Here comes the Uchimata, I think, from Babintseva.
Oh, now look at this, the counter.
Who's going to do that then?
Now they went together there.
But
So-
he's gone to Babintseva.
Well, that's interesting, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it was so close.
It was very, very close. Now,
He didn't do that in a hurry.
he didn't. No, he
Took his time. He had a good look. We were talking about which way it was going to go, and he decided this is where it's going.
Babintseva definitely the one that initiated the counter. Just depended on whether she landed on her own back or not, because you can't do that and score. So she just got a rotation to it, and of course Apoteka was the one that was trying to counter her. She thinks it's maybe hers.
She's sweeping the mat with her foot on a couple of occasions, saying, "Hey, I think that might be mine." No, they've had a look and they've decided, after their little review, it was Alexandra Babintseva who came up with the score.
Well, I've got to say, she really deserved it today. Babintseva has done really, really well. She looked world class today. So have a little look to see how they did land, and you'll find that they almost landed together. If they did land together, it's more than likely that they would have just carried them both on, that it would have carried on.
Yeah.
But watch this. Wow.
Maybe
It's a close one.
maybe that wasn't the best angle. Let's have a look at this here.
Yeah.
Mongolia, His Excellency,
Even that, you see, he's got the view on the top to see whether there's any kind of, pressure coming from Babintseva going down onto. That looks nice from there, doesn't it? For Apoteka.
Yeah.
But
Well-
it's just at the end there, I don't know. For me, that looks so close that it may have been better to say no score.
Yeah, I think it was very, very close. I really do. But they went for it, and Babintseva started the move, so she's the one that got it.
Yeah. Okay. They've had a good look at that. And it's Alexandra Babintseva who goes through. We've got the first of the semi-finals coming up now. The world number one, Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands, faces Ma Zhenzhao of China. It's Steenhuis in the white judogi, Ma in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsubidze.
Yeah, the world number one against the world number 34.
That's unusual. We haven't seen that in these.
No, that most of the
finals.
world rankings have kind of worked themselves out, haven't they? Quite correctly, and top fours have been getting through. The odd number one has been going out, but that's expected, of course.
And now, the expected
That's Olga Kaltma, the president of Mongolia, a real judo lover.
Absolutely, and a great judo man as well. But actually,
on the mat, yeah.
And we're saying he is the president of Mongolia, not the president of Mongolian judo. He
that's
is the
right.
president of Mongolia here,
Yeah.
and he'll be watching his fighter, who's in the semi-final of the minus 100 kilos, Agva Seren. So no pressure on him. This lady here, she has been a revelation. She's been having a really good run through. Ma Zhozhai of China then, she's wearing blue against Steenhuis of the Netherlands. Well, Ma Jinghao has just been plugging away. Oh, now then, it's all over. Look at that, Steenhuis has done it.
Too strong. Too strong.
And Ma Zhengzhao really didn't know what to do there. I mean, Steenhuis has been on great form. She's been throwing everybody with the Uchimata. Her run through to the final has been amazing.
When I say too strong, it really doesn't clarify what's in my mind here. You've got the world number one. The gap between 1 and 8 is, not that big. That's where the medal people are going to be. Once you get outside of that, you're really up against it. And 34, that's where Ma Zhenzhao's got to come from. That's a long way to come from. You might get one surprise package like Katie Jemima Yates-Brown, for example, who's, a pretty special fighter. You don't know where she's going to come from, but Steenhuis is just too strong.
Well, she went in for the Uchimata, and look at that, she's still in there, and then she absolutely just directs it. She's right between the legs when she does it. She's been doing the hopping Uchimata all day, throwing most of her opponents with it, and now she just carries on right the way between the legs there and uses the hands to finish it off. There's the Uchimata. Then the hips come through, but look at that Tsuruti hand there, just pushing forwards, and then she pulls on the sleeve just to finish it off. 5 great shots there from different angles there, just showing how to do it, how to get through to a world final.
One down, one to go.
Thumbs up there from the Dutch.
Well, 1 down, 1 to go for the Dutch, because we've got another Dutch fighter in the next semi-final. Mahinda Verkerk of the Netherlands faces Hamada Shuri of Japan. It's the 2009 world champion Mahinda Verkerk coming up next. It's Hamada in the white judogi, Verkerk in blue, the referee in the middle. For this one is Gostini Balas of Hungary. Here's Neil.
Yeah, I mean, normally, of course, it's Verkerk that performs on this stage, and it's because of her world medals that she went to the Olympic Games instead of Steenhuis. Now, Steenhuis was the one with the highest world ranking, actually, never went to the Olympic Games. So a little about something to prove, but of course, Verkerk, she's here again proving yet again that she's worthy of that, and she's got Hamada though, and Hamada Shuri of Japan, world rank 10, Verkerk just a little bit higher, world rank 7, but out of their 2 meetings, these two, Verkerk has lost to Hamada, but it's the world semi-final, and she will have just seen her teammate getting through to the final, and might just put a fire somewhere and just inspire her to do well. Here we go, second semi-final of this under 78 kilos category.
Neil, we're racing through these fights, by the way.
Well, as we did with the preliminary rounds as well. It went through very, very quickly. Straight away there, Hamada looking for the strangle on Verkerk. Has she got the jacket underneath the neck? It has to be underneath. The referee going down there just to have a little look-see. It was across the chin. If it's across the chin, it'll be Mate stand up.
There are a few fighters walking around with marks across the chin.
Yes.
A couple in the crowd there from the Dutch
that's
team.
That's right. I mean, you kind of half hope that they go ouch and then lift up the chin to let you in, but it's got to be across the throat or against the side of the neck. Look how strong Hamada is. Hamada, really good stance, just walking forwards, but Verkerk, very, very experienced. I mean, it just shows their depth, doesn't it? The Netherlands in the under 78 kilos category.
And there's another one missing from here as well. Another Dutch fighter who's up there, quite highly rated. That's Karen Stevenson.
And she's been doing well, hasn't she, on the world circuit as well?
Number 8 in the world. She would have been seeded if she'd come to this competition. Her problem is that there are 3 of them in the top 8 for the Netherlands.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Stevenson at
great
8.
Depth.
Verkerk at 7. And Steenhuis, the number 1.
Well, they're going to have to go in and they'll have to commit just that little bit. Both of them fighting hard for grips, and that was a good attack from Verkerk.
And they've even got a youngster, Larissa Kroonwald, coming up as well.
Tries again for the Surikomigoshi this time, Verkerk. Hamada hasn't attacked strongly, and she'll have to do so. Now she comes in for the Uchimata.
I think a longer contest suits Verkerk. She's far more experienced. We've seen her so many times in long drawn-out contests. So I think that she's not against the idea of trying to wear Hamada down. Not going to happen.
It didn't happen, did it? Hamada then, Uchigari hops it through, and Verkerk goes over. And she changed the direction this time, Hamada, and Verkerk cannot believe it.
The chance for a repeat title has gone, and the other thing that really is going to, sink in and get to her is that a teammate is in the final with a chance for the gold medal.
That was an excellent technique, wasn't it? I mean, she was looking all the time for the Uchimata, and then she just changes the direction. It just goes to show. And look at the look on her face. It's almost as if she expected it.
Done. Job done.
Job done, and let's get on to the next one. But Steenhuis will definitely, I think, be in there with a chance, because Steenhuis is on incredible form today.
I think the other thing that Hamada is going to face is a slightly more physical presence from Husha Steenhuis. She's that little bit bigger. She just brings that a bit more power to that weight category.
Yep, I agree with you. There's a change of direction. A lovely change of direction, wasn't it? Uchimata changes her mind here, drives it outside of the area, but because it started inside, of course, it counts. Look at the pull on the jacket here. What control. And the finish is what it's all about. She absolutely places Verkerk onto her back. And you don't see her often go over like that, do you? It's not. It doesn't happen. The former world champion there, that she's throwing. And Japanese, very politely, just have a nice little clap there. Just say, yes, well done. It's a slightly different celebration.
Yeah, they were a little bit more animated when the abbés were fighting, weren't they, for some reason? Right, we come now to the first of the repechage contests in the under 100 kilo category. Ramadan Darwish of Egypt faces Jorge Fonseca of Portugal. It's Darwish in the white judogi, Fonseca in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland.
Oh, here we go. So now to the minus 100 kilos, and Darwish so consistent, always up there roundabout and at world level as well. And Jorge Fonseca is one of the most explosive fighters. When he gets it right, he gets it right. He's one of the most explosive fighters in the first minute. So watch out for his first attacks, because he'll try and finish this right off the bat. But he's fighting a very experienced Egyptian, and he's going to have something to say. He'll know that, and his concentration will be to stop it straight off the bat. And it'll all be about the grips. Darwish, I think, is going to come out, try and dominate the sleeve, and stop Fonseca from exploding in. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he's a tremendously powerful fighter, Jorge Fonseca.
From a world bronze medalist, Darwish. Fonseca, well, he's probably one of the best throwers in the first minute. Fonseca in blue. The importance of the kumikata, the grip, is that if you do get the grip that you want, that's when you come into the attack. Watch this. He's got the grip now, and certainly while he's really, really fresh, this will be the moment. Of course, Darwish, very experienced, he'll know that. He'll know as soon as it starts to settle in there that something's going to come. Just waiting for the right moment, as always. Uchimata from Darwish, that's what he does, but he hasn't got the right grip for it. They'll get a Shido in a minute for not attacking. If they just keep gripping up and then just breaking away from the grip, then they will be penalised, and then we'll see the little yellow flag, the Shido go up. 3 of those and it's all over. So you can't afford 2, and you certainly can't afford 3. So definitely now the referee is going to just break this any second, and he will give them a warning. Well, the referee just letting them go on just a little bit. Just have a look at the time there, nearly 2 minutes. And we haven't seen a proper attempt at a throw yet. Well, even the fighters there, just a little look at the referee, even they're surprised, because it's just going on a little bit. It really is. Now we've gone 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So now they're going to get a Shido each. No, just one of them. Fonseca gets it, and I haven't seen Darwish attack either. Now he starts to go to work. Fonseca looks almost afraid to go in. Now he goes. So a very tactical match, this one. They're both afraid to really commit. They know that if they do commit, then something's going to happen.
into the last minute. Single Shido against Fonseca, and as Neil was saying, not anything to blast one or other off the tatami here. Very, very tentative, the pair of them.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? And they're both big throwers, so the 2 penalties are going to be given. Second penalty goes up to Fonseca. I kind of agree with him. I think Darwish should have got one as well, personally. But
yeah, it's an odd one because, and Darwish does pick one up. However, Fonseca had a wry smile because his thinking was, well, why hasn't he got a penalty? But it was right that Fonseca should have had one as well.
Yeah.
But he was also right. How come this guy didn't get one?
well, yeah, I mean, you both know if you're passive, don't you? If
exactly.
you're not attacking.
It was poor, wasn't it? The pair.
Well, we thought that this was going to come out all guns blazing, and it hasn't happened. I think it'll be on 1 score. It might possibly go into a golden score situation after 4 minutes of contest. First 4 minutes, it goes into a golden score. Any score and any penalty now up for Fonseca, and it will be all over.
Well, I don't know what it is that has gotten into Fonseca, but this is not the normal George Fonseca.
No, and it really isn't, is it? We have a look down the line here, and Fonseca lost in the quarter-final stages. We can see that he lost to Agva Soren, who's fighting in the semi-final. But yeah, normally we see him absolutely thrown caution to the wind.
And for those of you who were watching earlier on and saw Madeleine Malonga just tap out, she's just, well, not joined us, but she's just joined our seating area, just a few meters away from us, perfectly happy, just putting her feet up, watching the judo, no harm done.
That's good. Always good to see. Of course, the rules protect the athletes as well. Now the Uchimata, here we go, it's all over. Uchimata there from Darwish. It's the first proper technique that we've seen, and Darwish is going to go through to fight for 3rd place. Well, it's the first technique that we've seen, and we are 45 seconds into golden score. And Fonseca, he'll watch this fight, and I don't know, he'll wish that he had got off his bike and just done something.
Not at all the George Fonseca that we have seen so often and had hoped to see in this particular contest. Just didn't happen for him.
So yet again, Darwish will be fighting for a bronze medal at the World Championships, and like Sheldon said, Fonseca didn't turn up here. He really didn't.
Did I say that? That's quite good, that.
Well, you kind of. I mean, that's. In fact, I might be putting words into your mouth.
Thanks, 'cause I mean, I might use that in future. That was really good.
Yeah. Well, it's the impression I got. Let's say that.
Got to be careful what I say about him because he's a big fella, isn't he? You don't want to get on the wrong side of George.
No, we don't, but I mean, he will. He'll watch this fight and, he'll just wish that he'd put a couple of attacks in because he's so explosive, especially in the first minute, but it just didn't happen for him. And then in the end, Darwish, who has a beautiful Uchimata, he just hops the Uchimata through and over he goes.
Well, we've got another repechage contest coming up shortly. Let's hope that we get that little bit more action in it than we did in the first.
Well, I just know it's going to hot up. I know it is.
And the second repechage contest features Michael Correll of the Netherlands. He's up against Wolf Aaron of Japan. It's Correll in the white judogi, Wolf in blue.
Yeah, well, I've got to say that, we're still on to the Uchimata here, just for the second. I think that'll be the last time that we see Fonseca going over. See how pleased the Egyptians are. They have somebody contesting for a medal. Look at that. Celebrations everywhere. Not done yet, though. Still got one more to go. The losing semi-finalists will come down, or one of them to fight him. So Michael Correll in white from the Netherlands here. Came in here as the number 2 seed. And he's fighting Aaron Wolf, the world champion. That is until, well, in about 5-10 minutes' time.
Oh, dear. The referee in the middle of this one is Roberto Correa of Chile.
Aaron Wolf, great throw up. He caused a few upsets, beat Karl Frey of Germany, and he beat him by an ippon. He beat Denisov of Russia, who is a 5-time world medalist, and he beat him in the second round. He beat Hajas of Slovakia in the first. He had a great run through until he met Ilyasov of Russia. Ilyasov, well, he's the dark horse, and he were junior world champion, and is I think going to contest the senior world title as well. Lipitiliani or Hagvasaren are going to be contesting the other semi-final to get to that final. So it's going to be an interesting one. Correll he has a nice Seoinage drop shoulder throw, but Wolf can come from different angles. Not the most traditional of Japanese fighters. He can fight like a European as well. Correll in white, Wolf in blue. You see that he's wearing the red back patch, Aaron Wolf. Everybody else except the Olympic champion who wears a gold one, and they wear the gold back patch, so everybody knows. The rest have to wear blue. Tries for the Sumigaeshi there, Correll, straight away. Always going to be a strong fight for the grips. He has the sleeve, Correll. He's trying to go high over the top there, and it's causing Wolf all sorts of problems here. But the thing is about Wolf is that he can just explode in for the Chigari, I was going to say, from different angles. Big surprise, actually, the way Wolf went out. It was a big ippon as well. Well, they've both got the sleeves pinned, and that's for a very good reason, because if you get the sleeve up, if Aaron Wolf gets that sleeve up, then he'll attack. Well, some physical matches, aren't there, happening? Some of the top fighters just not giving anything, no quarter. Well, they're kind of cancelling each other out. 2 minutes gone here. And Aaron Wolf gets a Judo for not attacking. And he's the one actually that's the negative one. Certainly it's Correll trying to take the initiative. I think it'll be a surprise, Sheldon, if we don't get a medal here. Japan kind of not banked on him, but I think they expected him to do well.
Yeah, and given that he is world champion and is known to be a big thrower, you'd expect him to be up there, thereabouts, you know, around the medals. In fact, you know, he's one fight away. So I still think that for Wolf, this isn't where he wanted to be, battling it out in the repechage, and
No,
not quite.
Without a doubt, it's the hardest one to win, isn't it? I mean, the bronze medal is always the hardest. Well, they're looking at this now for a score, and
Nah, I don't think so.
just you know, a little bit too much on the front here. Let's have a look. Yoko Toshi here. Oh, I think they'll count it. They will. They'll count that as a score. So they'll give him a Wazari for that. So he landed on his side, and they've been scoring those consistently.
Well, I suppose it's like one of the coaches said the other night, if you know what the score is and everybody knows, then you're all in the same boat.
Well, it's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem that people have had is that they call it Wazari.
Yeah, that is the thing.
And I
yeah,
think that
quite
that's
right.
the problem.
It's misleading, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Nikki, my wife, says that they should call it something else. And she's right.
Yep.
So Ouchigari this time from Wolf. 18 seconds left on the clock, and Coral comes forwards. He knows that this is drifting away from him. Not looking as sharp as we've seen him, Wolf, that's for certain, but he'll be fighting for third place. Aaron Wolf.
Or the only other thing then is to go back to what we had last year, which was as many Wazari as you like. You know,
Well,
you can lead, you can score once, you can score twice, you can score 3 times, and the contest is going to come to an end, and you will win. What we're not going to do is to stop it just on that basis. So those smaller scores won't really equal Ippon. 2 of those won't equal Ippon, and you can't say that 2 of those was going to be worth Ippon, but it would be.
yeah, but the only other solution is to bring back a third smaller score. Then you keep the value of the Wazari,
And then you
of the
you
old
put it back
Wazari,
up, yeah.
but it's it's a
Yeah.
new Wazari, and that's where people are getting mixed up. You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of people say that wasn't a Wazari. Well, it wasn't the old one. Of course, it's not. But you know, you put new values on things, then you're going to get trouble.
And then we go back, we join the circle again, where we bring back a smaller score, people get that and then sit back.
Yeah.
And they remove the
And then people aim for the small score.
aim for the small score, protect it, and we move away from trying to encourage them into the bigger scores. Right, so Neil and I don't want to climb on that
Well, no more than
on
we
that
have done
roundabout.
here. You know, we've made our point, and the thing is, side to front, side to back, but that was definitely on the side, and so Aaron Wolf, or Wolf Aaron, goes through to fight for third.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why, you know, we refer to him as Wolf Aaron, despite the fact that it's a Western sounding name, it's an English sounding name, he's Japanese, and the Japanese always have their family names first. Right, coming up next then, the first of the semi-finals, I beg your pardon, features Valem Lipatiliani of Georgia. He's up against Lagfasuren Otkanbatar of Mongolia. It's Lipatiliani in the white judogi, Lagfasuren in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Amano Akiko of Japan.
Well, no pressure on, absolutely. Just the president of my own country just watching me. There he is. and a former world Sambo champion, and competed in the Mongolian team at World Championships. He's done a little bit himself. He is the president of Mongolia.
Head of the funding stream for judo.
Absolutely. Of course, it is their national sport in Mongolia. Only 3 million people in Mongolia, and they have a team in men and women all the way up categories that is so strong, it's unbelievable. It's incredible. Lipatiliani, his opponent here, we haven't mentioned him yet, a 3-time silver medalist. He'll be trying to go one further today.
Georgia's favourite son.
Well, he is an amazing chap, and he is such a nice person as well. And so here he is, semi-final again. Can he do it this time? They're head-to-heads, 2-0 up to Lipatiliani.
cheers that you can hear from around the venue for Lipitiliani.
Yes, because the Georgians, easy access for the Georgians here. And so a great Georgian support up there.
And they even have a few Azeris backing him as well. Although he did put their man out, so perhaps not.
Oh, maybe not. Lipitiliani has some great unorthodox moves, and he does both sides as well. There he was trying to go right to the right side, and watch him when he does the Soda Makikomi or the Makikomi, because he will just suddenly switch it to the other side. Hagva Seren trying to tie that sleeve up. Well, he's pinning the sleeve down there, Lipitiliani, and he needs to attack off it. You can't just push it down to defend. And look at the power there. Hagva Seren backing him up to the edge. Is he pushing him off? He's not allowed to push him off, and I think that one of those is going to be punished. Either Lipitiliani for... Yes, I think so too. Hagva Seren pushed, and I think that was sending the right message. Lipitiliani had to step out. Well, they've given it the other way. Oh. Well, kind of agreed with the ref there, but anyway, it's... that was overruled, and Lipitiliani gets it for being caught on the edge. So again now, you can see that Hagva Seren just backing him up to the edge. So if we're not careful, we'll have a pushing match here, trying to get penalties to win this match. Instead of both of them being big throwers and going for the throws. Be a little bit like in football, where people are playing for the offside all the time and being able to win the match on it.
Single Shido against Lipitiliani, a little over a minute and a half left to go. Finely balanced.
It is finely balanced. We had Hagva Seren. I thought he was pushing out. The referee did too. The referee gave it to Hagva Seren for pushing out, and then it was swapped over. What do we know? Arm over the back now. This is where he's strong, and Lipitiliani will need to go in quickly. So a lot of edge play here. Hagva Seren, I haven't seen him do a major technique yet. Seems to me as if it's Lipitiliani trying to get the grip on.
I wonder who the longer contest favours more.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is Lipitiliani doesn't really suit him, but he's saying that, but I've seen Hagva Seren die as well, because he's physically so strong. And watch this, look, he's head down, and he really is pushing. That's all he's doing. So he's not actually attacking off it.
Got away with that too. He's a long way away with that attack. And I think he just didn't like the exchange there, the grip exchange.
Well, both very cautious. There's a lot to... there's one thing, isn't there? You know that there's a lot at stake. And so you're scared to commit in case you make a mistake. Hand down here, and he's just pushing Lipitiliani towards the edge. Lipitiliani changes it.
Oh, he's got him,
yes! Definitely going to get the score.
Problems for Hagva Seren when he looks at that clock. You'll see 17 seconds, and we know what he's got to do now.
Well, yeah, he'll have to come forwards again. So that really did backfire on him, didn't it? Because then Lipitiliani turned it round, did the attack, and he gets the score. Now he's just got to block out Lipitiliani.
You can afford to take a second Shido here with just a few seconds left to go. Yep.
He will get one there.
I think
2
I might
seconds.
have done that as well.
Another penalty going to go up for Lipitiliani. Lipitiliani goes through to the final. So yet again, he gets through to the world final. And I thought, well, you know, in some ways, I don't think it was good that Lipitiliani got it when Hagvasaaren was pushing out.
On the other hand, once that had happened, Hagvasaaren then fell into his own trap, his own making of trying to play on the edge to get Lipitiliani the second penalty. And with all that pushing, he put himself in a bad position. Lipitiliani took advantage of it, threw him, and at the end, he was looking at Lipitiliani like, "You've stolen it from me." No.
Well, yeah.
You gave it to me.
Yeah, that's right. He did. He absolutely turned it. It was scrappy.
Yeah,
it wasn't nice. It didn't look nice. It didn't look nice, actually, when Hagvasaaren was pushing him out. And, you know, we had a match of trying to get penalties, and I don't think that was the right thing. But anyway, it kind of backfired on him. Hagvasaaren will come down to fight for third place, and he's still got to fight to get a medal. That was the turn. Look how he turns there, turns it. Hagvasaaren, all of a sudden, he's stuck on the edge here. And, well, we see him score with that so many times, don't we? Soto Makikomi, look how his arm goes over the top. So traditional for the Georgians. And we see them doing that all the time. The Georgians wrap that arm up, and that big right arm coming over to wrap that arm up, and then he just falls around and drags his opponent down there.
Well, no doubt what you at home will want to know is, who is Valem Lipitiliani going to face in that under 100 kilo category final? Well, the answer to that is coming out now, because the second semi-final features Cho Kwam of the Republic of Korea. He'll be up against Niaz Ilyasov of Russia. It'll be Cho in the white judogi, Ilyasov in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Nedim Beyat of Turkey. Here is Neil.
Yeah, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Because 10 and 9, don't look at the world ranking, I wouldn't, because Cho's had a really good, very carefully accumulated wins all the way through. Ilyasov, for me, is the one that is just very, very dangerous in the category, because he's a junior world champion and he's come through with a real chance for me. And I think that Lipitiliani will be kind of half hoping that it's Cho that gets through, but that's just an opinion. I don't know that for a fact.
And now, please welcome judoka representing Russia, 2018.
Well, Cho will try and drop underneath him with his Seanagi, and he'll go off the arm as well for the Sodisura Komigoshi. So it'll be all shoulder throws from Cho. This man has a variation of different things he can do.
Nervous times for the two fighters making their way to the tatami now. Place in the final of the World Championships beckons.
This is where you have to try and keep your cool and really not get too carried away from the crowd. It's a long old walk out there in the middle. Being unorthodox will, I think, help Ilyasov.
Incredible to think that Cho had fought at plus 100. He even looks small for this weight category.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing, isn't it? Proper diet and just sorted his diet out. How long was he competing at plus 100 for?
A couple of years, maybe. I mean, he was dumpy. You could see it. And he could, you know, really work hard and got 90, I suppose. Look at him.
This is the kind of stance that Ilyasov is good with. Turns one-sided. He has the sleeve. So we've seen a lot of posturing and fight for the sleeve. Sleeve has been the key thing before they attack. So the opening shoulder throw there from Cho.
Yeah, 3 years he was at plus 100. He came down to the under 100 kilo category in 2014. So 4 years.
Well, he's certainly established himself in it now.
Slimline version of Cho Guam.
Yeah.
Well, to some degree.
Well, they really, I think, just need to kind of warn them, get them cracking, get them going. So the referee does exactly that. Shido each, and saying, let's get on with this. Now, big arm over. And Cho there, just, you can see that he doesn't like that. Straight away now. Oh, dear me. Sasai there from Cho, and Ilyasov was halfway to turning that, wasn't he?
Such a nice shape to that in the beginning. Just couldn't finish off.
No, he couldn't quite, could he?
All the looks of a scoring technique.
He needs to go in there, Ilyasov, when he gets the grip on. It takes him a long time to get it. Now he has it. Look at the amount of power there on that jacket there. He's ripping the jacket up. And the amount of power there must be immense. Ashiwaza! Change of direction this time, Ilyasov. Cho just about stopped himself going over. Good turn.
Soon as Cho was off his technique, Ilyasov was on his. Good return. Time to just tidy their belts up. Yeah, single Shido apiece.
Yeah, I think this is all down to the grip. It's gone quickly, hasn't it? Considering they haven't done that many techniques, really, but the techniques that they are doing are strong. But it's cat and mouse game, really, with the gripping strategies. One score could do this, just sneak it. Who's going to go through to fight Lipitiliani? Now, Ilyasov. Is he going to look for the Osoto on that leg? No, he's going to look for the Sasai. He has the Tewaza as well, the hand movement. Anything Cho does, he'll have to be 100% with it.
Puts him under pressure every time that grip goes up there. You can see Cho completely change his stance. And he just starts defending immediately. He feels the threat. And Mr. Bay is just indicating what he thinks Cho should be doing to counteract that.
Well, he says that, you know, let's see you turning in, but easier said than when you've got Ilyasov with that big thundering right arm over now. Physically, the physicality of this fight is immense.
He hasn't been able to get underneath him once.
No, not once,
Cho,
not a chance.
With that low Marotti Sernagi, that's been completely blocked.
I think if he turns in, I think he'll nearly break his back. It's that strong out there. So normally, Cho would be able to create space, dive in there underneath his opponent, but he hasn't been able to do it here. Golden score situation, and no rotation there, but he just broke his
back. Yeah. It was odd because he got him going in the opposite direction. He wanted to turn for the Seoinage. It didn't happen. It looked as though it would be a false attack, but it was such a bang that Ilyasov almost went backwards. And he was lucky to avoid picking up a second penalty.
Yeah, he really
saved him, didn't it?
Yeah, it did do. He just broke the balance of his opponent. So any kind of sacrifice techniques you do, and it wasn't a sacrifice throw we saw there, but he was trying to rotate all the way around. It wasn't going to be. We were just talking about how difficult it would be to turn all the way around. How difficult it is. Positive. Ilyasov, he wants that arm over. Different styles, these two. Cho wants the inside grip. Ilyasov wants the arm over the top. Every time he does it, Cho doesn't like it. I don't know why he's not thundering it over. Now then, oh, it's it. He's done it. Cho's gone through. Cho has gone through, and it's the first real proper technique he's done. And Cho is going to go through to the final.
We were talking about Ilyasov having closed down that very same attack. He'd shut him out for the whole of the contest, and the first time he gets underneath and is able to get below and past the defense of Ilyasov, he's able to run it through with that little push that he gives, and over goes Ilyasov.
It was the first time, wasn't it, that he managed to get in. 1 minute 35 into the golden score. Well, he's got a chance. And, well, I'm sure that, of course, Libertiliani will think the same. But an interesting final.
Well, we've got the lineup for all of the medal matches. We'll go through that in a moment. Just take a look at these highlights.
First time he actually managed to go right the way underneath there, and well, he knew it as well, didn't he? Ilyasov trying to get off it, and he was trying to do anything rather than land on his side, but he was already there. Cho knew he'd done it. First time he'd actually got two hands on his opponent. Two hands on, dived right the way underneath it, and the rotation there. The smile on his face says it all. He was actually on the same side of the lapel. We've seen him do that a couple of times today, and the Russian goes over onto his side. Great opportune stuff from Cho. He had to wait a long time. First 4 minutes didn't produce it. 1.5 minutes into golden score did.
Come now to the first of the bronze medal contest. This is in the under 78 kilo category. Katie Jemima Yates-Brown of Great Britain faces Marhinda Verkerk of the Netherlands. It's Katie Jemima Yates-Brown in the white judogi, Marhinda Verkerk in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Lubomir Peter of Australia.
Well, what can you say about this one? Yates-Brown just having an absolutely amazing world championship. She's against the former world champion, Marhinda Verkerk of the Netherlands. And Yates-Brown will just, well, you can't write her off, can you, with this one?
No, she's too dangerous and unorthodox. That's the
very
thing.
Unorthodox. First real stab at this weight category, and I've got to say that I don't think she'll ever come back down to under 70s. Under 78s will be it. But that Sorisura Komigoshi has taken out some people.
And so is that Shimiwaza.
And the Shimiwaza too. Two Sorisura Komigoshis, one against the Cuban in seconds, and the Shimiwaza
15.
as well. 3
or 14,
Ippon
sorry,
wins
yeah.
for Yates Brown. Here we go. Yates Brown in white, Verkerk in blue.
And it did take out Alonga.
It did indeed.
A few people who are going to be watching at home, sitting on the edge of their chairs. Rick Britton will be one of them.
Well, yeah, I think you meant Great Britain, didn't you, in general? And I think her being so unorthodox will be a problem for Verkerk. Verkerk just trying to dominate the grips. Oh, she's over. Now then, right the way underneath there. Verkerk went over, just landed on her front.
There's another one who might be in trouble.
Trying for the arm here, Yates Brown.
Good defence. That's unsettling for Mehinda Verkerk, because she realises two things. All of a sudden, hey, I nearly got caught here. And the second thing is, this girl's sharp on the ground.
Yeah, well, transition, she was down there, wasn't she? She gets the Wazari for it. Yates Brown gets the Wazari. They must have had a look at that to have a look at, see where she landed, and saying that she landed on her side.
There's a view from the other side. This is it.
So for Kirk, straight away then in trouble. Yeah.
Leave it. Right.
Absolutely. The less said.
We're on.
Yates Brown then has that score taken off the board. So she's got to do it again. Coachy this time from Yates Brown. And Verkerk can't settle.
Even in another direction. All of those things are going to be going through the mind of Verkerk. I've got to be careful of this. Got to look out for that. And definitely on the ground.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Any second now. Verkerk not able to attack.
She slipped out of that.
Well, she's very supple, isn't she? Absolutely, very supple.
Imagine that. You've got someone. Look, I'm going to try and I'm looking. Oh, her arm's gone. Where'd that go?
It went somewhere. First in again there for Yates Brown.
But you can't follow it up with a little as she was as well, just to keep Verkerk away.
Verkerk must be wondering what's hit her here, because very unorthodox style of Yates Brown. And there's a good attack there from Verkerk. Verkerk fires back.
Not even thinking about following it up with the Newaza, despite the fact that she had a better position there.
So now Verkerk starts to come back, but Yates Brown, she suddenly changes it. Now she's going to go in now. She has a shimiwaza from there, Yates Brown, but didn't quite get the chance to hook in. Jamie Johnson.
And Michael Basinski, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, just giving the instructions for the Newaza as well. 1 minute 21. Yates Brown stolen it for me so far.
Yeah, she's shading it. The better attacks.
Well, the better attacks, but you still need a score on the board, and we've seen people just sneak a score at the end, and it goes against the run of play. That was really close. Yes, I think so.
There was just that little stop there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then the push, but
well,
it was very
that'll be the
close.
thing, won't it? Will the stop be it? Tries for the Sumagaeshi here. There's the break, and I think just a little bit too much of a break in it. So close. Well, talking earlier about no respect for the for what your opponent's already done here. Yates Brown has come out, and that's the only way to fight it, really. It really is. If you have too much respect, then you lose the match. But she's come out here just all guns blazing. Uchimata this time. This then for a bronze medal. And now, I think we're going to see
Jamie Johnson being invited to watch the rest of the match from the stands.
yes, too much information shouted out while they're fighting, and you're not allowed to do that. Taking the initiative, Yates Brown. Is she going to go again? Well, quite lucky there. I think she might have, she didn't get any rotation with that one, but she needs to make sure that her techniques are strong. She's the one that has been dominating this, Yates Brown, but goes into golden score. There's not a penalty on the board.
First of 6 medal contests. This for the bronze medal in the under 78 kilo category.
Sodi, oh, she swapped it over. She went backwards there, didn't she? And sat Verkerk down on her backside.
And just as well as Verkerk's hands were tied up, because the reaction normally is to put your hands behind you to try and save you.
Yeah, true.
And that would have gone against her. Well, that was unfortunate, but she had to step round. Could get away with this because of the breaking of the grip. Yeah. Just in that effort, Mahinda Verkerk broke off the grip, so that's why there was only one hand in with the finish.
Well, this would be an absolute tragedy for Yates Brown. The amount of work she's put into this, but Verkerk, of course, so experienced for her. She's used to sneaking contests like this. Yates Brown will have something to say about it.
Just beginning to step up the tempo in the golden score period for Kirk. Again, got the sleeves trapped.
Sianagi! Oh, she's gone over the top. Yates Brown has gone over the top. And a massive Sianagi there from Verkerk. And Verkerk, well, that just went against the run of play, didn't it?
Heartbreak for Katie Jemima Yates Brown. As Neil was saying, all the hard work that she put in there. This wasn't to be.
Wow. Well, what an end to that contest there. A medal for the Netherlands and the former world champion there. Just, I mean, all it was, all the way through there, was quelling the storm of Yates Brown. And Kajima Yates Brown there just kept coming and coming and coming, almost scoring every time she came in, but it just never happened. She never got the score. She almost scored twice, but never quite. But it was a massive technique there from Verkerk.
Well, if the British played one wild card at the World Championships, and they are not known for wild cards, you know, they normally like to bet on a sure thing, but definitely, you know, taking the chance on Katie Jemima Yates Brown recently in putting her out at different events at this weight category, when you've got someone who's really, you know, highly placed up there anyway, they said, no, we'll give you a go. And if giving her a go is her ending up in the bronze medal match in the World Championships, I think that was a good go.
It was. What a Sianagi that was. I mean, she really had control of the arm. The hips came across, and the lift that she gets there, look at the lift, and she kept control right the way down. I think that Yates Brown was kind of half thinking of a counter technique as well.
Yeah, as soon as she got in there, the arm went round the waist here. She's thinking about it here. She can't get the right foot around and planted because she's airborne. That's what she would have liked. But she was over on her back before she could carry that out.
So it's not to be. no bronze medal for Yates Brown, a bronze medal for the former world champion.
But it's also not a bad outing for the first time at a major championships for Yates Brown.
No, 3 ippons, and then so close to taking the world champion out, you know, or the former world champion out. Wow.
Right, we come now to the second of the bronze medal contests. Alexandra Babintseva of Russia faces Ma Junjiao of China. It'll be Babintseva in the white judogi, Ma in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one. Why do they always stand behind the camera? It's Matthew Bataille, and how can a man the size of Matthew Bataille hide behind that camera? Huge giant of a man. Anyway, he's the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, this will be an interesting one because they both had incredible form today. You know, fighting in a World Championships way beyond, I think, what I've seen them both fight. You know, so they're both on terrific form. So either one of them could take this. Ma Junjiao, the winner of their last encounter, because it's just one encounter, and it's her that took it. But Babintseva will have something to say about that.
These are, to be honest, surprise packages, both of them. Babintseva, never expected her to be in and around the medals. Ma, again, an unknown quantity, really. Didn't expect her to be in there. But what they've done today is to perform out of their skins. They've had really, really good wins, and now they've ended up with a chance. There's just one medal available, however, so someone is going to go home empty-handed. There's Neil.
Babintseva in white then here, and Ma in blue. Big arm over the top, straight away from the Russian. Wow, that was really, let's get going. Let's get it on. It just drifted out of the area, but it was part of a movement, so no scores or penalties against.
Chance here, though.
Oh, there is. Oh, she scores quite a lot from there. Koshiguruma. Koshiguruma is more Kubinagi, I think, that one.
Just managed to get the hand free, did Babintseva, and get that down onto the tatami to stop her from going over. Once that arm is trapped and goes around your opponent's body, they're able to turn you.
I don't think this is going to go time. I think that we're going to see a big score here. Both of them willing to hook up and go for it. And they're really pleased. Babintseva here fighting for a medal. The women's team, of course, not having the same success as the men's team, so nice to see one of theirs in there fighting for a medal. Looking for the arm here, Ma.
Well, Ma's got the right person in the chair for her with the right kind of experience at this weight. Olympic champion from Beijing in 2008, Yang Chu Li.
Oh, she went round the outside of the leg there. Got to be careful with anybody that does an uchimata. You've got to be careful of going round or wrapping yourself around the front leg. Got to make sure that you break balance and that you at a certain angle that you can't be thrown. Otherwise, you go upwards.
Attacking enough, isn't it? Both of them.
They are. They're both pretty open with their techniques. It's back and forth, and I think one of them in the end will go. Arm round the back there, Babintseva. Now uchimata from Ma. time she changes to the left side. Ma. Uchimata. Seen her do that a few times today already and had a lot of success with it as well. Well, a bronze medal at stake here. Pretty even match. Oh, she scores with it. And it didn't look dangerous, did it? It almost looked as if she got off that. She's going to go for the Jujigatami, though, the Russian. Can she spin it through? She might just spin that one through. The pressure's still on the arm. And it's possible that if she keeps the pressure on here, that Ma will have to stand up completely with her on, and she's going to straighten that arm out.
Yeah, it's gone
she
now.
gets the submission. She was on the arm, and, well, Ma didn't get up quick enough.
In the first instance, Babintseva didn't realise the opportunity. She was still belly aching about the score, thinking it shouldn't have been a score, then realised that there was the position on the ground, leapt on Ma, and that was it.
Well, that's a bronze medal there for Babintseva, and I have to say that she really did deserve that. She did. And that just goes to show as well that the importance of follow through to groundwork, the importance of being able to do both in our sport. Really good bit of newaza. She didn't panic. And of course, Ma Junjiao had to stand up in order that the referee called mate. So because she got onto her feet slightly, the arm lock was still there, and she had to lift her clear, really. So game was still on. Really deserved that. She really did. She had a great run through, good bit of groundwork, and sorry to all you jiu-jitsu people out there, but we do have a groundwork game as well. It's slightly different. We don't have as much time.
She's not even the number 1, number 2, or number 3 Russian. She's the number 4 Russian. The other 3, I'm sorry, with the greatest of respect, wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, it's incredible. She's here for a reason. That was the score there from Ma. So, but then on the ground, it all came to this. And she's under pressure there. She's trying to stand up. As she starts to stand up, she collapses because that arm is starting to come out. As soon as the arm comes out there, she applies it with vigor. Babintseva fully deserved that. She really did. She had great control with the legs. She had great control of the arm, and the pressure went to the right place. It went into the elbow there. It went straight, and you can see that the just slight arch of the hips there in order to apply it. Super stuff.
Well, she had a bash at the juniors a while ago. That was at plus 78 kilos, and they've rebranded her as an under 78 kilo category fighter, and now she takes a bronze medal at the World Championships. Patrick Roux in the stands up there, one of the Russian coaches.
Yeah, I suspect that a lot of the groundwork has come from him.
We come now to the final of the under 78 kilo category. Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands faces Hamada Shori of Japan. It's Steenhuis in the white judogi, Hamada in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Gostini Balas of Hungary.
Should be an interesting match, shouldn't it? I mean, really, Steenhuis has gone through like a dose of salt. She really has just gone through so cleanly. Uchimata, and she's looked every bit a champion. She really has. But Hamada has also been going through, scoring ippons all the way, and she beat Verkerk convincingly in that semi-final, and I think it's going to be a really good open match.
Tokyo Grand Slam last year, Hamada Shori. Representing the Netherlands.
People with technique, you can never write them off, and you can be as physical as you like, but if they hit the technique right, then you're in trouble. So all the Japanese support up there, is it going to help her here? Stenhouse is going to be in white here. Hamada of Japan is in blue. Such great stance, Hamada. She just walks forwards all the time, and you have a job to stop it. Uchimata there from Hamada. She opens up the account. Wow, she really means business here, doesn't she? She's going to try and climb on top here for the strangle. Has she got it? Is she underneath the neck? Referee trying to get low to see, and it is on. It's definitely on there. Stenhouse just needs to hold off for a second, just manages to pull the head free.
Right, so Stenhouse has had the scare now. What she's got to do is come back and blast the Hamada off the mat.
Yeah, she has, isn't she? Hamada came out, so her stance was pushing forwards all the time. She took the grip, she attacked, and then she attacked in Newaza as well. And it obviously went across the face. Somebody said to me today, is it not possible that we can get lower, just to the referees get lower? And the reason they can't, well, they don't really, is that they're instructed not to.
Yeah.
Doesn't look very good for television if they're so low on the mat, but I think they have to a certain degree.
Well, they may have to tidy up a little bit of blood from the mouth, because if the shimmy was a went across the mouth and it maybe cut the lip or the gum, across, there's going to be a little bit of tidying up to be done. It shouldn't be too long, and then we'll be back underway.
Yeah, they have to leave the mat. Any bit of blood. They don't do it on the mat itself.
Tanaki Funo, Shishimi Ai, Abe Uta, they're all up there. What's the Hamada got laughing at now? It's unusual.
Well, when you're right in the middle of a world final, it is, isn't it? It doesn't normally go.
And then your mates start laughing at you.
Yeah.
It's not very nice, is it? Trying to concentrate here.
Yeah. I'll laugh with you afterwards, but here we go again. Uchimata again. So far, you can see the power here of Hamada. Stenhouse just having a problem, just containing herself. She needs to get her Uchimata going. She'll get the leg in the middle, and she does a rotating Uchimata. Hamada looking very dangerous with that technique there. Tries the Tomonegi, almost. So just about holding on, isn't she, Stenhouse? She's got to change the game plan. And I think that what she needs to do now is just make sure that she's first. Easier said than done. First into the attack, first into the grip.
It's all gone quiet now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And it's a game on now, isn't it? It really is. It's just stand your ground and let's see who can get the proper attacks in.
Ooh, was there some control there?
Oh, she was straight onto the arm as well, Hamada. Well, Hamada went for it. It was her technique, so there was no counter. But it's just where Stenhouse landed.
Stenhouse is going to have to step it up now if she wants the world title. It's not a Grand Prix, it's not a Grand Slam. Something a bit special required to win the world title. It's not going to just come your way, you have to go and get it.
Yeah, I mean, especially out there. I mean, the point is that she hasn't come out the best with the grips, and also the stance of Hamada is such that she's coming forward. That was better. She needs to just open up a little bit. I think just spin that Uchimata through. Here we go. And that was better. Much, much better there from Stenhouse. So they're both finding it difficult to penetrate the arms. So that's what's blocking each other out at the moment. Uchimata, oh, so much better. Stenhouse just manages to turn in. Pretty even match. Final of the under 78 kilos category. I don't think we would have. I don't know. Stenhouse definitely as the world #1.
Yep.
But I think Hamada, bit of a surprise there. But we had a lot of people going out as well. A lot of the favourites.
Yeah, there were about 3 or 4 that the Japanese could have turned to, but they decided Hamada was going to be the one, and she's turned up trumps for them.
Golden score now, and that means that 3 penalties or any score will win.
Got the feeling that Stenhouse is just sitting back too much, waiting for something to happen. She's hoping that something will happen for her, but the likelihood is that it's going to happen for Hamada. Stenhouse has got to make it happen for herself.
Yeah, they're all afraid to really commit there, and we're saying that the arms and the power in the arms and the grip here is what's stopping both of them, really. Trying to pull her head down. Oh, now then. So Stenhouse started it off. Hamada just kind of lunged forwards. It's not going to be a score.
Far better to go out that way than the other. The rolling over, a little drop Serenagi from Hamada. Let's see if Stenhouse can come up with another attack. Draw a Shido for Hamada, just put a bit of pressure on her, because she's up on attacks at the moment.
Yeah, it's up to Hamada now. Just backing Stenhouse up towards the edge of the area, and you can do that for a couple of reasons. Get them to step out, or to get a reaction. Nice Ashiwaza now from Hamada. So Hamada starts, and this extreme right to left here is causing all sorts of problems, isn't it?
Be brave, Usha. You've got to be brave here. She's got some big throwing technique. She's a strong, powerful girl.
Yeah, she's had some great throwing techniques all the way through the day. So is Hamada, though, and Hamada now looks as tired as Stenhouse looks. So they're both of them starting to flag just a little bit. So anybody's world title, and what Sheldon said is absolutely true. It all depends now on who wants to do that little bit of something special in order to win this. And it means moving. So attacks on the edge there. It's gone outside. Definitely a mate. Good time to attack, though. Ashiwaza. Now Hamada. Well, it really is. It's an awkward fight, isn't it? This is, it really is. And Stenhouse there, taking a little while just to come up, standing. And again, just trying to get that front leg backwards, Hamada, just trying to sweep it.
I can't see her coming up with a telling attack now. 2.5 minutes into golden score, she looks physically drained. You know, it's beginning to look as though Hamada is going to be the one who's going to take this. The attacks are just, you know, they're not threatening.
Yeah, it really is. Who wants it most? World final, under 78 kilograms. And now her head down, Uchimata. Oh, that was so close there by Hamada. Hamada again, in for the Sumigaeshi there. And Stenhouse, well, she can smell it, can't she? She can. She can smell victory. And she's, well, it's still got to be 3 penalties, though. It's not enough. We need a score.
It will be a score. There just isn't enough left in Husha to keep her out.
Well, she's looking for the turnover here, Hamada.
Not sure that Hamada's got the strength to turn her over.
I don't think she has. I think just
she may have the strength to throw her because Husha hasn't got the strength to keep her out. But the turnover was asking a bit much.
It's almost a kind of a smile on her face there. It's almost like she's enjoying it. There's one penalty up there to Stenhouse now for defending or not attacking. And certainly Hamada is the one that's been attacking.
Things got turned over in the golden score period. We're 3.5 minutes into it now, and you can see, you know, she can hardly keep her head up.
Stenhouse really struggling here. She really is struggling.
Ugly looking finish to that last action there, where they were both bent over and there's a little push and a little step out. And
yeah, what do? You know, when you're the coach there and JP Bell shouting instructions, but when you're out on your feet, I mean, this is 4 minutes in. They've nearly gone 2 contests now and they're still going at it. World title to be decided.
The difficulty for Hamada is that she's drained as well. I mean, she knows that her opponent is drained, but she just hasn't got enough to come up with something to knock her over.
Yeah, just having a little tap at the feet here, and I think that somebody's going to... One big effort in a minute. Oh, she's going to get a Shido for stepping outside of the area, Stenhouse, and now one more of those and it'll be all over. So Hamada, does she smell victory? Oh, that was close.
And that for me is an indication of what I've been trying to say for 4 minutes. You have to go there and get it. The minute you start going on the attack, you have a chance of catching them.
Well, that's right.
She almost caught her here.
She went for it this time, didn't she? Uchimata Ouchi, almost like a last-ditch effort, and it was so close. Just manages to turn out.
There was another angle there where the arm looked.
No,
yeah.
So they carry on.
So glad they didn't give that, Neil.
Me
Sorry.
too. I am too. I'm really glad.
Is that enough for Stenhouse to get her breath back and come up with another big attack?
I think it's going to be Hamada's going to fire back now. Oh, Uchigari, Uchimata. Ooh. And now, is she on the arm? She hasn't got enough strength, has she, for that? So that was a massive attack from Hamada.
Come on now! Big effort!
So now Stenhouse, Hamada. They can hardly stand up, these two. They're just going 1 for 1. And look at that. It's going to take them a minute to get up. They are giving it 100%, these two. It's not the prettiest of fights. We know that. They know that as well. But they're both battling it out, and they are both even, really. And they're both going for the same thing. One on the left, one on the right. Stenhouse, though, she's 2 Shidos down. One more penalty for her, and it will be all over. You know what? When you get to this stage in any fight, you think, oh, she's gone out. That's it now. She just drifted out the area. She absolutely drifted out the area and just walked out. And for me, that's just lost it for Stenhouse. I'll be really surprised if she doesn't get a 3rd Shido up.
You don't have to worry. She's going to pick up the 3rd Shido.
3rd Shido, she knew it was going to come, and I don't think she had the power to defend it. She just didn't. She couldn't stand up, and she's lost the world title.
What's really unfortunate there is that, you know, she couldn't stand up to Hamada just walking forward. That's all Hamada was doing. She's just walking forward.
I know.
She just walked off the area.
Well, I was going to say that when you're out there in the middle, I mean, you wish that it was over, but like you said, you sometimes have to go out there and you have to get it. And when you're walking out the area, because really part of you wants the contest to finish, it is such a shame. But anyway, credit to Stenhouse all the way through the day. She has been absolutely superb. She has had some great Ippon wins all the way through. And credit to JP Bell for the work that he's doing with her. But Hamada, in the end, just had that little bit extra. And in the end, it was the 3rd penalty for Stenhouse that lost to the world title. Just walks out. Well, we've got to just gather ourselves now, and the minus 100 kilos category just about to start.
And the first of the bronze medal contest features Ramadan Darwish of Egypt. He's up against Niaz Ilyasov of Russia. It'll be Darwish in the white judogi, Ilyasov in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Orlando Cruz of the Dominican Republic. Here's Neil.
Waited his time, Darwish, didn't he, just to win that repechage match, that repechage final match that against Fonseca, and then in the end managed to throw him for Ippon. But he'll be fighting Ilyasov for the 2nd time. First encounter they had, Darwish was the winner, but can he do the same here for a world bronze medal? Ilyasov just kind of ran out of steam against Cho of Korea in that semi-final. So Darwish of Egypt then in white and Ilyasov of Russia in blue.
These are some interesting matchups, and you know, I'm not one for real predictions or anything, but I just feel that the throwing skills of Ilyasov are going to be a little bit too much for Darwish.
But he's a canny fighter, isn't he? He's a clever fighter, Darwish, and he plays the game very, very well. He closes people down and waits, which is what we saw with Fonseca. So just waiting to unleash his Uchimata. The experience of Darwish obviously playing through. Ilyasov made a readjustment to that one there, and Darwish was on the way up. Ilyasov needs to take the initiative, I was going to say, and so he does. Straight in there, and it was strong, wasn't it, that Uchimata?
Just lost contact with the hands at the end there, didn't he? Or else Darwish may have found himself on his back. Kind of looks as though he's woken up.
No, he looks very cool, calm, doesn't he? And like I say, just plays it very, very, very closely to the rules, and then, you know, when need be, he'll put the attack in. We haven't seen him do it yet, but watch out for it when it does go in.
Half the contest gone, no score. Penalty free at the moment. Ilyasov with the two Uchimata efforts that almost had Darwish going over. Well, he had him up, but not quite over.
I'm not sure whether Darwish has got 1 or 2 world bronze medals so far. Don't know why I keep thinking he had 2 times a world medalist.
Darwish has 1. He had a 5th place as well. Just the 1.
And that was in?
He picked up his World Championship bronze medal way back.
So this would be something for him to get a 1 here in 2018. A little while since he's been here, but
he was on the podium in 2009 with Maxim Rakov, when Maxim Rakov won the gold medal in the under 100 kilo category in Rotterdam 2009. He had a 5th place in Paris in 2011.
Later.
Same as Mahinda Fakirk. She was around.
Yeah.
She won the world title then. Yuri Alver, she was a gold medalist there.
Uchimata now. Here we go. Somebody's going to go. Oh, and he knew it as well. Felt it. And he just thought there, and you can see it was going through his mind. A little bit too long here. Now the arm over, and that's what he wants, Ilyasov. Ilyasov now, Uchimata, and does he get taken over onto his side? Not quite. Did well there to avoid that, Ilyasov. So now into golden score. That went quickly, didn't it? I bet it didn't for them out there. 4 minutes can seem like hell. It can. It can seem like 4 hours when you're out there.
Yeah, it's no time at all.
Oh, he's going to get the score, is he? No, the elbow was out. Ilyas, well, see the elbow stopped his side going to the mat there. Your top half has to hit the ground. Ilyasov almost there, almost scored, but not quite.
And that was in the opening seconds of the golden score period.
The average for a golden score is 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's the average, taken over all the contests in all the Grand Prix, Grand Slams.
Is how long?
1 minute and 20 seconds.
Wow. Okay. Slightly longer than I thought. Could get tipped here.
Wow, he's very close there, isn't he?
nobody-
Ilyasov fully committing. Darwish almost takes him down. It's a minute into golden score, and Ilyasov not scared to commit. Well, now it's up to Darwish. Darwish has to do something. It's been all Ilyasov at the moment. Both fighters, well, too tired to go in, but also afraid to go in. They can feel something. Now it's Darwish.
Stalemate with this kind of grip.
That's exactly what it is. It's a stalemate, and neither one of them just got the bit of power that's needed to put the other one over.
It's not quite yet the state of Hamada and Steinhaus, but
Not quite, but they're on
It's
the way.
getting there.
They might get there. Strong fight for grips. They're looking for the dominant inside grip, and oh well, just about broke the balance of Ilyasov, but
it's slightly
dropping.
misleading because it looked as though he wanted to turn for the Serenagi, and then it looked like a kind of
Yeah.
a modified Kataguruma
Yeah,
almost.
he did. He was looking for it, definitely, wasn't he?
May have gotten away with it because of that. And then Ilyasov had to block that. He wouldn't have had to block the Serenagi attempt because that wasn't going in that direction.
Ilyasov now has to do something. So each one of them has a little attacking bout, and then off it goes.
He
They have to recover.
He keeps running the risk of getting tipped, you know, Ilyasov. And he's a clever fighter, is Darwish.
Little bit of blood. I don't think they'll stop the contest because of it, though. Not this time.
Penalty picked up by Darwish. First penalty on the board, 2.5 minutes into golden score. The boys have done well, haven't they?
Yeah, they have really, and they are tired. You can see that. But Darwish is going to have to pick it up. Looks for the Uchimata, and it's Ilyasov that tries to take him backwards.
Sumigaeshi maybe.
The arm round the back, that means there's loaded up for something.
He was searching for the belt for a moment, and I thought, but it wasn't there, and now he's going to end up with a
Going
penalty
to get a
for
second
force
penalty
attack. Yeah.
up there, and that's going to be a second one, which means that one other, and he will be disqualified.
He wanted the Sumigaeshi, but he missed the belt, and he just collapsed onto his back. And he avoided getting the penalty.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Well, the amount of time that you can have in golden score is ad infinitum, actually. Is no one, nobody's doing anything. So, I mean, the point is here that if neither one of them attacks now, they'll have to give 2 penalties out, and Darwish will lose it.
A little bit better. They're really just leaving it up to them, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 1 penalty been taken off there for Darwish.
And they said, okay, just get on with it.
Must be working the other way.
Yeah. If you can get a penalty, but if you then put in 3 or 4 attacks, you get one taken off. Ilyasov
Maybe
gets
we've got
the
something
one.
there.
Yeah.
We've got something.
And false attack, which we thought it was.
Yes.
Eventually it gets there.
It gets there in the end. So Darwish has 2, Ilyasov has 1. It's a real battle here again for the bronze medal. Teliotoshi, and he takes Darwish down. Darwish could hardly stand up, could he?
I said the other day, if we have to wait 3 or 4 minutes in golden score to get that, I'll wait.
Yeah, well, it's better, isn't it? Better than penalties for sure. We know that.
That was magic, wasn't it? I said about the throwing skills, I didn't think that they would take, 8 minutes to materialise.
We'll have a word with them next time. Yeah, making us wait the whole 8 minutes. 8 minutes, then that's because 4 minutes is in extra time. So 2 medals for Russia today, 1 in the ladies under 78 kilos category, and now 1 in the minus 100s. That was huge.
Yeah, that was thumping. I mean, I'm not going to say that we felt that from where we were sitting.
Felt the vibrations.
Yeah, because we didn't, but we certainly heard it. That was quite a thumping. Niaz Ilyasov missing out on the big prize, but he takes home a bronze medal. Just getting past Ramadan Darwish.
Well, so he's evened it up now. Ilyasov, the winner of the bronze medal.
Just do my hair.
Well, that's nice. Have a little bit of a character there.
Yeah, he's got a little bit about him, hasn't
Yeah,
he? You just saw that there.
This is first medal for Niaz Ilyasov in World Judo Championships. Congratulations.
Well, it was a massive technique, and we're going to have a look to see exactly how he got into it. Remember that neither fighter had much left. They didn't have a lot in the tank there. He just makes a little feint for the Uchimata, does Darwish, but as he does it there, well, let's call it Kosoto. It's Taniotosh if he'd have got a little bit lower, I think. Well, yeah, no, I think so. Taniotosh,
Yeah.
he took the far leg there, went down, and what a technique it was. What a time to do it as well. Slightly winded there off that particular technique, and the Russians get another medal. One more bronze medal fight before we have Lipatiliani and Cho Guham of Korea. Looking forward to that one.
And coming up next, the second of the bronze medal contest. This features Wolf Aaron of Japan. He's up against Klaudfasuren Otganbatar of Mongolia. It's Wolf in the white judogi, Klaudfasuren in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Yevgeny Raklin of Russia.
Still only 22 years of age, Wolf Aaron, and he is, well, he was the defending world champion coming in here. Haven't seen him out there that much, out in the Grand Prix, Grand Slam circuit. He hasn't been out that much. I think he had an injury and he's back after the injury. Hagvasuren will be watched very closely by the president of Mongolia.
They'll have a few shots of him, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure. Sure he will.
Always looks subdued to me, Wolf.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? He looks to me as if he has problems. And, you know, I mean, it's just the way he looks, I guess. But it is obviously not the same as last year where he became the world champion. So it's a different feeling coming out here to fight just for a medal. And it's not just for a medal, it's for a medal. Third place, and sometimes it's the hardest medal to win. Wolf in white. Straight away onto the sleeves again. Well, if you want to know why they have all the fingers taped up and the wrists, this is why. The gripping strategies are such that it is virtually impossible to hold on to that jacket for any length of time. You've just got to go in almost immediately. Such is the ferocity when they snatch their hand away that 9 times out of 10 there are fingernails in there somewhere, and it really is ferocious. Hagvasuren there tries the Yoko Toshi. Well, Wolf Aaron needs to get a grip here. Wolf certainly not at his best, we know that, but you've got to chase. And as Sheldon said a little bit earlier, if you want it, you've got to go for it.
Trying to be inventive there, Hagvasuren, but never thought he was going to catch Wolf with that.
So far, Hagvasuren just catching the main grips. Is he going to go underneath? And almost he does. Just goes onto his front there, gets a Shido for it. Of course, the reason he went onto his front was so that he didn't get thrown, but you're not allowed to throw yourself onto the ground. Different ways of defending, using your hips or movement in order to defend. Oh, it's it! It's all over! Hagvasuren has taken him over. He gets the Wazari for it, does he? No, he gets the Ippon. He gets the Ippon there, and he made that look easy, didn't he?
Wolf looked as though he went to sleep for a second there.
He did. I mean, he looked asleep, actually, when he came out, didn't he? Just didn't look as you said. The look on his face didn't, it looked like he had problems. And actually, is that a smile? I'm sure that he's happy.
Yet.
Not quite yet, but it will be. So Hagvasuren there gets the medal, and what a technique it was. And the world champion absolutely out of sorts. Mongolia get a medal, and a well-deserved medal it is as well. Couldn't be at a better time either, could it? You're the president of your country there watching you, and great support there. Mongolian flag being flown, and that was absolutely terrific. He didn't look as if his heart was in it, not at all. No real commitment in there, and it was very, very low, but it was a Tewaza, hand-assisted. Look at the steering wheel motion of the hands, because that's what it was. He missed completely, Aaron Wolf, and so Hagvasuren then just needed to rotate his body and use the hands in order to place him onto his back. Remember, getting him flat on his back is what scores the Ippon. If it's not with force, then it can sometimes be construed as a Wazari, but this was actually with enough control here, and he followed it through anyway on the ground. He would have only have had to hold him for 10 seconds to finish this off. So Aaron Wolf, not even in it in the end, and it was all about Hagvasuren and Mongolia.
Well, we come now to the final of the under 100 kilo category. Valam Lipatiliani of Georgia faces Cho Guam of the Republic of Korea. It'll be Lipatiliani in the white judogi, Cho in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico.
Yeah, I said that Lipatiliani, for me, was certainly one of the favourites, and I hope that he wins a major title. I mean, he hasn't won a world title or Olympic title yet, and I say yet. 3 times a world silver medalist. Can he do it this time?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in blue judogi representing Korea, the Asian Games silver medalist, Cho.
But I know that you've been thinking all the way along here, Sheldon, that Cho Guham is a little dark horse in this competition. You know, he's just been chipping away, and that's what I said all the way through as well. I said he's been chipping away all the time, and actually then just choosing his moment before he dives underneath for his Seoinage. So can he become the world champion? Can Lipatiliani win his first major global title?
Well, Lipatiliani was runner-up last year. He'll be desperate to overturn that now.
Tominagi straight away there from Cho. Well, a lot of excitement in this stadium for this final.
The man that beat him last year, Wolf Aaron, isn't even going to be on the podium.
No, not even there, and didn't even look as if he wanted to be there, to tell you the truth. He didn't. So the fight for the grip again. I think it's been more apparent in the minus 100 and the minus 90s how strong the grip has to be and how decisive it is before they attack. Lipatiliani comes in. Well, really, a lot of support here. A lot of Georgians up there. But if Cho gets this gold medal, this will be the second one for Korea at this World Championships.
Yeah, we've already had An Chang Rim. Huge support.
Yeah, massive support.
The thing about Cho is he always finds a way. When you think he doesn't look like the part, you know, of the under 100 kilo category, he hasn't got the staying power of an athlete, he just finds a way.
Well, and he just waits for the right moment. Of course, that's the secret, isn't it? Waiting for the right moment, especially in this game of chess, and it is a game of chess in judogi, really. We play a very, very close game. And looking for the Makikomi there, or the Soto Makikomi, Lipatiliani.
Minute and a half gone already.
Yeah. Well, minute and a half to go. So it's...
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, minute and a half to go. I mean, it's just going so quickly, but again, it's another tactical match. Watch out for Cho and that Seoinage. The second he can get between Lipatiliani's legs with that Seoinage, that very low shoulder throw, then he will be there.
And he catches everybody with it.
Well, he has done all the way through the day, every competitor.
Cyril Marais, Carolus Bowser, Michael Corral, all gone over. Scored on everyone.
And they both receive a Shido for not gripping up. It's just about grip breaking at the moment. It's all right taking one hand off in order that you can go in, but now possibility, Lipitiliani. And look at Cho there, he doesn't like that. And Lipitiliani can score from there.
Yeah.
Almost turns his back to his opponent, but it doesn't look as if he's going to throw. Somehow he manages to do it.
It's almost as though he drags them from, you know, the most difficult of positions.
Well, I do so much teaching with the importance of the Suruti hand, which is the direction hand. But I say, whatever you do, don't follow the Lipitiliani example, because he can do it, but he's special, you know?
Yeah.
It's not the norm. He's the only one I know that can have his arm up his back and still able to throw from it. So into golden score, 1 Shido apiece, it's all evens, all to go for. Now, he was so quick in for that. Lipitiliani went, no, I'm not having you there. So excitement now starting. What's going to happen now? Cho goes on a defensive, and he goes in for an Ashiwaza out of it. So good attack out, really was. What a hard match. And I've got to say, the under 90s and minus 100 kilos categories have just been really hard fought matches. Tries the other side this time, Cho.
Lipitiliani was also thinking of a response on the other side, but it wasn't strong enough.
No, they both
Cho.
defended, didn't they? They can both feel the danger out there. Lipitiliani comes in for an attack. They've got to be careful that it's not flop and drop. They've got to make sure that they keep really good control with the hands. If they just do a half rotation, it's not going to look good. Good seeing Aggie. He definitely got the full rotation there. Did he call mate there? I thought the referee went mate.
He was about to, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And he has got a good turnover, Lipitiliani, on the ground, and we haven't seen him do it.
At all,
no,
not at all
today. On the left
Here's
this
a chance
time.
now. Oh, he's hesitated a couple of times. Cho saw that one coming and he was up and out of there quickly, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Lipitiliani has just thought, I remember I can do that.
Yeah. I have to snap that on quicker. Well, last time it was a complete afterthought. This time it was a delayed thought. Hopefully for his sake, he's catching up. This time it should be smooth.
Well, both pinning the sleeves now, and neither one of them can rotate if they're having their sleeves pinned. Then you see the snatch away there. A couple of fingers come with it. Sianagi, Cho must get rotation. Well, I think he'd had more success with the Ashiwaza, Cho. Lipitiliani tries there with an Ashiwaza. Wow, 2 minutes 41 into golden score. We've seen a lot of golden scores in this competition, I have to say, in the under 100 kilos category, more than in any other category. Any score. Kochi! Oh! Very, very close with that. Change of direction this time from Cho. Lipitiliani does a Barani out of it. So yet again, Sheldon, we've got a situation here where they are absolutely hardly able to stand up.
Physically drained, drawing on every last ounce of energy here. 320 into golden score.
Cho's going to go again. Starts the movement.
Lipitiliani trying to set up that right-sided Makikomi effort again. Yes, it goes left there now. Lost contact with the hands.
Yeah, lost contact with the hands. It's intention. I mean, they should be doing it on intention. He did intend to throw, so don't interrupt it.
You know, if he's looking to avoid a grip or he gets into a position and he thinks he doesn't like it and he drops, okay, false attack. But when he genuinely looks to attack, the hands come away, keep him going.
Oh, now then. Oh, Cianagi.
Almost drove him there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to look at how well the other one's defending. And that's the other key here, you know, because if the other one snaps the grip off, then that has to be taken into account. So 4 minutes there of golden score. Second penalty up there to Lipitiliani. So now, Cho can just see that little light at the end of the tunnel.
Surely it can't be another runners-up medal for Lipitiliani.
No, it'll be the fourth one, and Lipitiliani pushing forwards now. Kouchi there from Cho. Is Cho going to steal it? Looking for that space. All the time, the hands go up. It's a little bit of movement before the Cianagi. And he just hasn't got the strength for it, has he?
He
just
hasn't
got
tried
it.
it at all.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't got the power for it. So again, Cho snatching that right hand off, and then he wants to go in. Cianagi, and he's got it. That's it. Wazari to Cho. Cho has done it, and Lipitiliani will have another silver medal. That's the fourth silver medal for Lipitiliani, and Cho has just done it again. Cho has stolen it. Cianagi, he was right the way between the legs, and a change of direction gets the score.
Well, disappointment for all the fans who came here to see Lipitiliani take the gold medal. He brought them right to the edge by getting to the final, and he kept them on the edge of their seats for an extra 5 minutes past normal time. But in the end, it was Cho who we said from the get-go was able to find a way when you thought he couldn't stay the distance. He wasn't athletic looking. He had some strange things about him. And one of the strange things was being able to do this.
Sheldon, I tell you now, he has just been plugging away. And from a tactical perspective as well, he has done everything right. He waits for the right moment. He defends well. He creates space. When he gets the chance, he disappears underneath. That Cianagi has been his winning throw all the way through the tournament. Cianagi this time, and then he changes direction. Look how Lipitiliani defends. He's thinking, of course, of the counter, but it's Cho that just pushes forwards in order to get the score.
And he didn't give up a single score all day.
No, it's interesting.
No one scored on him.
No, it's a really good point.
Well, you were making it. I just thought, didn't he? Let me have a look.
He didn't. Absolutely,
right.
He did not. He just plugged away. He defended well. He attacked well, but he attacked at the right time. The right time to go in. It was an opportune time. He couldn't always catch the grip. But when he did catch the grip, he went in hard. Two gold medals then to Korea. Well, the Koreans celebrate as they should. Excellent stuff from Cho.
Well, now we're going to move straight to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 78 kilo category.
The medals will be presented by Chairman and founder of Daishan Group, Mr. Yang Ji-young.
The medalists are lined up at the far end of the competition hall. And the medals go, first of all, the first bronze medal goes to Alexandra Babintseva of Russia. There's a bronze medal for Martinda Verkerk of the Netherlands.
The
silver medal goes to Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands.
And the gold medalist, 2018 World Judo Champion for Japan.
The gold medal goes to Hamada Shori of Japan.
I thought Hamada was terrific all the way through the day. That she just plugged away as well. She was another one that just chose a moment. Her stance was such that she never looked like she was going to lose. She just kept coming forwards all the time.
That match and a couple of the others kind of caught us, I'm going to just admit to it, just caught me a little bit off guard because of the timings of the penalties and the way that they were dished out and everything. And then I just began to get a feeling that they were leaving things a little bit longer, not being as harsh with the penalties and everything, and they ended up with quite a few golden scores. Each one of them had some bite in it in the end and really brought something out of the players. Okay, if they're going to leave it a little bit longer or not be as harsh in, with the false attacks or the stepping out, okay, but as long as everybody knows, because I didn't see that one coming. I really didn't see it. There were times when I was thinking, that is that. They didn't give it, but what I'm saying is that it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the contests, which ended up, far longer than we would normally be sitting here, but it asked something of the athletes so many times to dig really, really deep, because it's only coming up to 6:30 now anyway, which is when we normally get out.
Yeah, exactly. And considering the amount of golden scores,
and the length of them, you were saying that the average is 1:30, but they went pretty much longer than that.
I think the interesting thing for me is the intensity that we've seen over the last 2 days. Anyway, national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. The family picture with ladies.
Babintseva and Verkerk were the bronze medalists. Steenhuis took the silver, but it was Hamada Shori of Japan who walked away with the gold medal.
Yeah, it turned out to quite a category, didn't it, in the end? This lady never stopped coming forwards. Like I say, it was the grit and the determination out of the two weight categories that we've seen today that was impressive. Hamada, gold medalist, Steenhuis, silver, Verkerk and Babintseva of Russia win the bronzes.
final ball on the screen.
Dünya Şampiyonu 6. günün en paralı anlar size ekranda takdim oldu.
Well, we're getting prepared now for the second awarding ceremony, this time for the men in the under 100 kilo category. Just time enough to tell you that we've got 2 more days of competition here in Baku. We'll be back tomorrow for the plus 100 kilo category and the plus 78 kilo category, and then on Thursday we'll have the mixed team event, Neil.
The mixed team event, which is quite an event for anybody who hasn't or can't imagine what a team event looks like in judo. It means that we have equal amount of women, 3 women and 3 weight categories in the women's, 3 in the men's, and they fight it out for individually, but as a team, as a whole, the most wins will win the match, and it's quite interesting because it has different tactics.
Well, we hope that you can join us not only tomorrow but also for the team event, because it really is incredibly exciting, and I guarantee tension, suspense, drama, action, the lot. Anyway, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 100 kilo category. First of the bronze medals goes to Hrakvasuren Otganbatar of Mongolia. There's a bronze medal too for Niyaz Ilyasov of Russia. Silver medal goes to Valam Lepetiliani of Georgia. And the gold medal goes to Cho Guam of the Republic of Korea.
Wow.
The prize money will be presented by International Judo Federation Ambassador, Gymnastics legend, Ms. Nadia.
So Lepetiliani, just looking at his record here, 5 world medals before this one. And that was 2 silvers, 2 bronzes, and 1 5th place as well. So he's always up there around about, like, just a crying shame. I feel for him. He's such a good guy and such a nice person. And it just eludes him, that world #1. But I think he'll just keep at it, certainly up to the Olympic Games, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Why not?
why not have the Olympics is the one that you do.
We'll have the national anthem of the Republic of Korea shortly, but don't go anywhere because they will have a short wrap-up and let you know what's happening.
We'll have a quick look at the medals just to see how they've unfolded, and I think that what we have now, 6 gold medals to Japan. Korea are now second with 2 gold medals.
And now the national anthem of the Republic of Korea.
So deserved. 2 gold medals to South Korea then, and like I said before, 6 to Japan. 6 golds, 5 silvers. No doubt who's leading after day 6. So after day 6 here in Baku, I can honestly say that these championships so far have had it all. It seems to be getting better and better. Can it get any better tomorrow and Thursday? 2 more days to go, remember. I don't know whether we can stay the course, but we'll try. Sheldon and I have front row seats to this spectacular thing, and we're looking forward to more great judo over the next 2 days. Until tomorrow, from Sheldon and I, it's goodbye for now.
Congratulations to the all athletes, all the medalists. We inform that tomorrow will be the next day in World Judo Championships, and for tomorrow we'll have the following categories for men over 100 kilos and for women over 78 kilos. The competition tomorrow will start at 10 p.m.
Galip ve Canan Çuvar'ı tebrik ediyorum.